Oh, can you hear the parking sensors? So I don't know how many of you will recall when the smart car came to South Africa, and they were really, really odd looking little cars. And in fairness, they still are quite odd looking, but far more funky looking and come into the future a little bit better than they did originally. They always did well in Europe, but in South Africa, not so much. I think it was the timing. For South Africa, we weren't that into city cars back then. But now, as you noticed, the cities are becoming more congested. There's more traffic. Everyone's moving to the cities. And they say that 60% of the world's population will live in cities by the year 2050, which does sound like a long time till we get there, or a long way away. You can see we're headed there probably sooner than we think. Enter the third generation smart car, which is one of the ultimate city cars. In fact, I think it's only a city car. I don't think you should use it for any other means. Ah! Oh, that's amazing. Such a raver. Smart is Mercedes-Benz's urban mobility brand. And so, like I say, they've entered the market now with their third generation, and I'm in the Smart ForFour. There is the Smart ForFour, which I'm sure you'll know, which is that really little dinky 70s roller skate looking guy. I can't go anywhere. Punk hooted at me.
That little mouse, 'cause I'm an albatross. I'm an albatross.
But this is the 4-door version. Smart ForFour. Kind of right there in the name, isn't it? And it is obviously more spacious than its little Smart ForFour sibling, which surprisingly is quite spacious. I was going to be so claustrophobic being in that car, but I wasn't at all. I was in it on the launch, and I was pleasantly surprised, as I am with this car.
I'm an albatross. Lori said she was a mouse. Smoked the cheese and liked it out.
No matter what, you look like such a chop. I think my favorite thing about the new generation smart cars is the interior. It's really funky, dare I say a little bit mini-like, but I love the interior. I love the way it looks. It's obviously directed at a much younger market, or maybe just the inner child, which is what I am kind of honing into at the moment. But I love its little speedometer and clock on the dashboard, and the infotainment system is really easy to use, and it's got Bluetooth and a USB port and MP3. You'll see in the rear it has integrated seats, which I'm not quite sure how I feel about, but anyways, it's spacious enough back there for someone like me. I had my brother in the back. He didn't love it. Cute. What a smile can do for someone. Wish more people would smile. You have 4 trim levels for the new smart car, and that is base, passion, proxy, and prime. Sounds like a band. I'm in the prime, and the thing with these cars, which I find like really cool, is they're a little bit unassuming. So you think that maybe they're really unsafe because they're so little, but in actual fact they're as safe as any other normal car, if you want to call it that. In fact, the Smart range comes standard with ABS, EBD, traction control, and then you can also get things like lane keeping assist and forward collision alert, which is very handy especially if you're in traffic and you're kind of not concentrating, or you're fiddling with your radio, which you shouldn't be doing. You should be very aware, but it will alert you if you're going to crash into someone, which very handy. Those are kind of features that you find in more premium cars. Now the engine. I'm now going up a rather steep hill, chugging along. The whole range is powered by a 1-litre 3-cylinder engine, which has got 52 kilowatts and 91 newton meters of torque. Rather humble, and you can feel that lack of power. It's fine around the city. Like I say, it's the ultimate city car. But when you're on the open road, that's where you really notice just how underpowered it is. And it is a bit of a problem, especially if you want to overtake. It's like suicide because I don't know. It's like playing chicken. You almost know you're going to get it. So it just takes a lot of like shifting, downshifting, and then now, like I'm like trying to get up the hill. Come on. And you don't want to be doing that when you're on the wrong side of the road and a potential head-on collision can occur. Now my windows are misting up and I can't barely see a thing. Go. I love the buttons. Oh, 100 days have made me older since the last time that I saw your pretty face. The other downside to having a rather underpowered engine is it affects your fuel consumption. So they claim on this 4.2 liters per 100 Ks. I'm sitting at around 7.4. And the reason is when you're driving at maximum speed of 120, your engine revs are sitting at about 4,000, just over. It's a bit of a problem then because obviously you're consuming more fuel. I think about you, baby, and I dream about you all the time. I'm here without you, baby. But around the city, you'll be fine, especially because of its amazing turning circle. I love it. It's 8.65 meters, so basically if you're driving this way and I now want to turn around and go that way, I can stop, zoop, and go. It's amazing. I love a car with a great turning circle. That sounds so lame. Anyway. Be still with me in my dreams. And tonight, girl, it's only you and me. If you require a lot of boot space, this is not your car. This one has 185 liters, and that's tiny. I have a laptop in there and a handbag and a couple of magazines, and I could probably fit maybe 1 or 2 shopping parcels. That's it. So if it's just town and the city and commuting to and from work, it's really nippy and enjoyable to drive. And like I say, it's modern, it's fresh, it's funky, you know, it's got its appeal. A lot of people stare at this car when I'm driving it. They're not staring at me, unfortunately, but they're staring at the car. So it turns a number of heads, which is quite cool. Oh my gosh, I know I get excited about every song, but this is music for me, so yeah. Oh, it's just me sitting with a little glass. I don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball. I had $1 million, but I'd spend it all. So pricing wise, you're looking at 179,900 Rand for the base model. The one that I'm in, which is the Prime, comes in at just over 210,000 Rand, and then the top of the range is 212,000 Rand. Quite a bit of money for a teeny little car. But I really want to say I can't define. Fortunately, there is a turbocharged engine on its way, which I think will make quite a difference to your driving experience. I feel the break, feel the break, feel the break. I gotta live it up. There's one other thing I can say that I would fault about this car is the visibility isn't amazing, and especially the seats. I know it sounds like such a random thing, but the seats are quite big, and so when I turn on it, the seat is pushed back, which most of the people who sit in here do push it back because of the leg room. It blocks that window for me, so I can't see out of it, which is a bit of a problem. Also, another thing that I hate more than anything is sitting in the back and they push out windows, little pop out windows. They're not sliding windows. It's the worst. I just feel so claustrophobic, and in fact I had a passenger the other day who hated it as well. Okay, stop start technology. You guys know how I feel about it. This is seriously one that is as intrusive as a gynecological exam. I mean, it's turned off now. Wait, listen. But thankfully again, you just switch it off. I just wish it would default back to that. It wouldn't default back to being on all the time. It's fucking irritating. Having a little party for one in here. That put me in a good mood.